Coach, how much can you take from the Elon game, and do you think, I mean, really, is it just about conference, and do we now find out kind of really how good you are and what you can do this year?
Well, I think that it's like any team early in the season. I don't know how much you can take from any of the early games. I don't care who you play, because you can think that somebody's going to be really good and they may not be, or you can think that they're going to be not so good and they may be good. I think that you have to play probably 2 or 3, 4 games before you really know. Clearly, the competition level, you can look at the tape and see that it's going to get way better this week than it was last week. But, it may be a couple of weeks before we really find out where we are. Certainly, if we don't play well, we could lose on Saturday. That's for sure.
You made it to the ACC championship game last year despite a slow start in the conference, kind of against the odds kind of thing. Have you talked to the team about the importance of not doing that, of having a strong start to the conference?
Well, we've talked to the team about the importance of the game. It's the first conference game, it's a division game, and a road game. And anytime you can win a division game on the road, that's a bigger plus, because then you've got the tiebreaker over that team, you've got the division record, you've got the whole 9 yards. So our guys understand it's a big game. They've set goals. They want to get back to Charlotte, and we need to win this game if that's going to be one of the goals.
Duke has done a pretty good job of running the ball the first 2 games. What can you tell us about their running backs?
Well, again, they're experienced. I think that with what they do with the zone scheme and with some of the things, puts them in space a little bit. Snead's probably a little bit different than the kid from Woodward Academy that plays. He's a little more of a power runner. But that's something that we need to limit. We've got to try to limit them running the football and see if we can't make them beat us throwing.
Getting one Vad Lee question here as his heads back home. He's already had a chance to go to his home state, and we just already did it in North Carolina. But do you sense any different edge to him as this is obviously where he grew up?
I haven't seen anything in practice. I mean, Vad loves to play, and he's a hard worker most of the time as far as film study and getting ready to play and all that. And I'm sure he's excited to go back home. I was joking with him before practice yesterday in stretch how many tickets he needed, and he goes, "We already up to 30 and probably going to 40 with family and with friends and all that." So, I can imagine that he's excited to go back there and play. It's always fun to go back home and play. I get excited when we go back to North Carolina to play. I like to go back and play those teams. It's always fun to go home.
About Duke, Russ Cockrell, the cornerback, is probably the guy that's gotten the most attention on that unit. Is he the best player on that side, would you say, or is there someone else that jumped out at you?
Oh, I don't know if he's the best player. He's certainly a good player. The linebacker, 59, Brown's a good player. He's been out. The guy that really caught my eye in the Memphis game is the defensive tackle, number 91. And I think he's from a Georgia kid here. He played pretty physical and has played good. But I think overall defensively they run better. They're a little more physical maybe. I know David has said that he thought this was the best defensive line that they've had since he's been there. And so, everything that we've seen so far, they look like the old Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, they've shut everybody down, and nobody's had much success and that kind of thing. And so that's what we got to get ready for.
With Duke, obviously, you've won a lot, but the last couple of games have been pretty tight. Is there any?
What was last year's score?
42-24. It was in.
I'm just checking.
Okay. It was in the fourth quarter. It was still in doubt. I'll clarify. Do you need to sell the team at all? And, you can't sleep on this team right now because people think Duke and think maybe one thing, and then the reality might be a different thing.
No, our guys who played know. I mean, they know that every team has got good players and is physical and is hard fought, and every game is that way. And we talked about the last 2 times we've been up there twice, I think. I think we got behind both times. And even in 09, the year we won the league, I think we were behind, and then we scored maybe 35 in a row or something, but we were behind. And the game that was a real nail biter was down here in 10, when we've had a big key interception to kind of turn the game, and then up there 2 years ago, where it went back and forth, and I think the game was 38-31. But they haven't been blowout games. They've been tough. But again, we're going into this game not. Our expectation is not to win by ever how much. It's to win the game. That's what we want to try to do, whatever it is. 6-3, 46-43, whatever it might be. We've got to try to win the game.